All right, we're going to be starting a new unit, Inequalities. This is student handout 1, Intro to Inequalities. An equation uses an equal sign, which we just got done doing before Christmas. It uses the equal sign to show that both sides are equivalent. And blank shows that both sides are not equal. So an inequality, which is what we're going to be doing now, shows that both sides are not equal. They possibly could be equal, but you'll see that later. All right, the greater than sign. What does the greater than sign look like? Looks like Pac-Man eating the little thing. All right. Greater than or equal to. There's a line underneath it. That means it's greater than or equal to. Exactly what it says. All right. Less than or equal to. And this means not equal. You won't see that one near as much, but you will see it some. All right, so use an inequality symbol to create a true statement. So is 4 greater than, less than, or greater than or less than or equal to? Well, we know that 4 is less than 9. So we know that 9 is greater than 4. How do I know which way to put it? Well, like I said, it's a Pac-Man, and he eats the bigger number, okay? He is greater than. All right, let's go to the next one. 0.5 and 0.45. Which one is larger? Which one is greater? That one is greater. How do I know to put it that way? Think of it as Pac-Man, and he eats the larger number. All right. Which one of those numbers is larger, -3 or -2? -2. It's furthest to the left on the number line. All right, the next one, -6.1 and -6.10. Which one is larger? Well, they are actually the same thing. We just don't have to put that 0, okay? So those are the same thing. And the last one, 12.4 and 12.04. 12.4 is greater. Why? Because it comes down to that value right there. Which one is larger? Okay. It says write a verbal description to represent the inequality statement below. Okay. So the first one, 6. Why 6? Because that's the number. Is less than or equal to whoops, not or. Yeah, we're good. X. So 6 is less than or equal to X. Whatever X is, we don't know what X is. Okay. All right, this next one. Y is less than 1/2. All you're doing is writing it how you would say it, okay? All right, video. All right, use the variable as the starting point when reading inequalities. Determine whether each value makes a true statement. So we're going to take this and put it in place of that. Okay? So we're going to take 11 and put it where k is. So 11 plus 8 is greater than or equal to 19. 11 plus 8 is 19. Is 19 greater than or equal to 19? Yes, it is, okay? So it is what we call true. We don't call it check mark, we call it true. All right, the next one, you're gonna plug 3 into F, okay? Is 12 greater than 3? Time to change classes. All right, just kidding, don't leave. All right, the next one, D equals 3. So you're gonna put that where D is. Is 3 greater than 3? No. So we put that as false. It's equal to, but it doesn't have a little, I'm gonna draw this in a different color. It doesn't have that equal sign at the bottom, okay? So it is not greater than. All right, moving on. Number 4, C equals 13. So we're gonna plug 13 into that. So 13 minus 12, is that greater than 30? 13 minus 12 is 1. Is 1 greater than 30? False. Next one, sub that in for B. 16 less than 22 minus 8. Is 16 less than 14? It is not, so that would be false. All right, this may take some thinking. Anytime we plug a number in for x, what do we put around it? Okay. Now you just solve that out. That's 30 plus 5. Is 35 less than 18? It is not, so it is false. Take J, plug it in. 2 times 5 less than or equal to 8. 10 less than or equal to 8. Is 10 or less than or equal to 8? It is not, so it is false. Okay, number 8. Gonna plug 6 in. 5 times 6 minus 3 greater than or equal to 25. 30 minus 3 greater than or equal to 25. 27 greater than or equal to 25. Is 27 bigger or equal to 25? Yes, it is. 27 is bigger. So check. So true. And the last one on the first page, plug 8 in for M. 6 times 8 minus 12, is it less than 40? 6 times 8 is 48 minus 12, is that less than 40? That is 36. Is 36 less than 40? Yes, it is. So it is true. Okay. flip it over to the back. All right, inequalities can also be graphed on the number line. All right, so we draw this fill-in circle. So we have one circle that's filled in right there, and then we have one that is not filled in right there. Okay, what is the difference? So there is a difference, okay? This one includes the equal to sign. So if it has the equal to sign at the bottom, that little line at the bottom right there, okay, then it gets filled in. The dot gets filled in. If it is just a greater than or less than sign, then it is not filled in. And I'll explain that to the right here. Okay, so x is greater than or equal to 5. So x can be any number less than, I said greater than, so less than, excuse me. X can be any number less than 5. Any number smaller than 5. It can be any number in the world. Any number in the world. But it also can be 5. So it's going to be filled in to let us know that it can also be 5. And then our graph should look like this. You're going to draw an arrow pointing to the left. Why? That means starting at that blue dot, change the colors here, starting at that blue dot, anything that way can be x. I could pick any number in the world. It doesn't matter. As long as it is 5 or less. Okay, that's why we use the line. Okay, all right. So let's see some more of those, okay? All right, so k can be 11. K is greater than 11, okay? So is it an open dot or closed dot? Well, it's open because there's no equals line at the bottom. So it's open. Okay, which way is it going to point? K is greater than any number greater than 11. So which line should the line point? To the right. Okay, I'm going to show you a trick. Which way is my line going to go? It is always going to go the way that the end points right there. Okay, see how that's pointing left and the line went left? See how that's pointing right and the line went right? Okay. F is less than or equal to 12. Now, this one is going to be, don't always go by the line unless, here's why, okay? First of all, it's going to be a closed dot on 12. Okay, so fill that in. Now, if you went by what I just said, you would have mistakenly put the line that way. That is not correct, okay? Because if you're going to use my strategy of always going with the arrow, the variable always has to be on the left. Okay? So how do I get f to the left? How do I get f over here and 12 over there? How do I do that? Well, you flip them. You put f here and 12 here. But when you flip those, you also have to flip the variable. So the variable, not the variable, the sign is eating 12. So guess what? It continues to eat 12. Notice how I flipped that. Okay, notice how I flipped it. Now that you have F, now you can go with the point if that's what you want to do. It's pointing left. So now you could draw the line to the left, like that, okay? Now I'm gonna erase all that up top real quick. If you want to read that as F is less than or equal to, so if you know it's less than, it's going to the left. Okay. All right. D is less than 6. So we're going to put an open dot on 6. Why an open dot? There's no line. It is less than, so it is going left. The arrow is also pointing left. Okay. Number 13, 25, open dot. Okay, why is it open dot? There's no equal sign under the Pac-Man. Okay. C is less than 25, so it's going left. Less than left. L. Okay. 0, it's a closed dot because there is a line under there this time. Line right there. Okay. Now, B is greater than. How do I know it's greater than? Because the alligator is eating the B, so it's greater than. Greater than goes to the right. Well, Coach, you just said you can go with the arrow. Well, only if the variable is on the left side. Okay? If you want to use the trick, then you got to be careful when you're using the trick. All right. 15. X is greater than or equal to 4.5. Well, 4.5 is not on there, Coach. Well, it's somewhere right in there. Okay. Put a closed dot on there, and then X is greater than 4.5, so it's going to the right. You need to make your arrows a little better than Coach Foreman does. There you go. Okay, almost done here. Based on the verbal expression below, write and graph an inequality. The McDonald family spends no more than $150 for groceries each week. So they're asking us to create our own graph and inequality. Okay, so we know they're talking about $150. Okay, so go ahead and fill in your graph. Can I count by 5s, 10s, 1s? It doesn't matter. I'm going to count by 5s. You could count by 1s. It doesn't matter, okay? All right, spends no more than. Does it say they spend 150? No, it says they spend no more than 150. Can they spend 150? Yes, they just don't spend more. Okay, so it's going to be X, which is how much they spend, we don't know, is less than or equal to 150 because they spend no more than. So it is less than or equal to 150. Okay, so now that we have that, we can do our little arrow dots. It's a closed dot because there's the line under there. Which way is it going to point? Less than, so it's going to go left. All right, number 17, Gerard earns at least $10 per hour when mowing lawns. So let's go ahead and fill in our graph. 10 will be in the middle. We can count by 5s. It don't matter. You can count by 1s if you want. Okay. He earns at least $10 per hour. Can he earn $10? Yes, he earns at least. So it's 10 or more. So X is going to equal greater than or equal to 10. It's going to be a closed dot here. Tell you what, I'm going to do that in red. Closed dot. And it's going to go to the right because it is greater than. Okay? All right, that's it for the notes on Intro to Inequalities.